So, welcome on board. If you're watching me from my page, welcome on board. If you're watching me from my profile, welcome on board. This is Yeti Talk Show, Yeti Reality Show. And this is where we do a lot of Gbeboru or whatever, the Gbeboru, the celebrity life. And we talk reality. There is nothing like lies, and everything we say is facts that we say here. And on this show, you can also promote your if you have any business you want to promote, you can contact me to promote your business if you want me to advertise for you. So just know that whenever you're on this shows that we advertise for you, so many people comes, they watch this show, they see whatever you are into, whatever business you are doing. So you can contact me if you want me to advertise your product, anything that you sell, contact me. I will be there. And again, I just want you to know I'm also into Gele. If you have any party one bit, I based in UK. But if you can pay for my, I don't mind. If you can pay for my flights, I can fly to Nigeria. If you have one bit big party that you want me to come and do Gele, I do that as well. So today's topic, I want to talk about the marriage, relationship and marriage. So I just want us to discuss about the marriage gongo, the koko. So this is what I heard. I think I shared this thing on my page for the purpose of the people that haven't listened to what I shared on my page. I shared this on my page earlier on. So this is it.
In the direction of your movement in life, break it, even if you buy Rolls Royce for you. You marry a man who is not your destiny helper, you will regret marriage. If you have not reached the level where you are ready to sacrifice yourself for your spouse, you are not his or her destiny helper. That's why I told you this, your young girls and boy, don't marry because of love. Love is temporary, it will fade away. Love does not guarantee marriage. Oh, that boy lost me. He takes it to the barbish. Chicken Republic. That is not love. That is poisonous love. That is love with poison. Don't marry somebody that loves you. Marry somebody that has a purpose to where you are going in life. Marriage does not succeed by love. Marriage succeeds by purpose. If that man that is approaching you does not have a purpose in the direction of your movement in life, break it, even if you buy Rolls Royce for you.
Okay. Is there preaching from one of the man of God? He said, you have to marry by purpose. The marriage is no, you didn't need to marry anybody because you love that person. He also said that you have to marry somebody that can sacrifice for you, like your destiny helper. Okay. He had mentioned so many things on this. He mentioned this pastor mentioned destiny. So we are going to go back.
Marry a man who is not your destiny helper, you will regret marriage. If you have not reached the level where you are ready to sacrifice yourself for your spouse, you are not his or her destiny helper. That's why I told you this, your young girls and boy, don't marry.
Okay, don't marry because of love. Marry because of the purpose. What does it mean? He said, marry somebody that has a purpose. Like, maybe this is what you think you want to do. Like you have your target, that this is what I want to be. And that person also have the same vision like you what you want to do. The person also supports you, and the person has the same vision like yourself. That's the person you have to marry. And he said that you have to marry somebody that if you are not be able to sacrifice for the persons that you said you love, then you shouldn't marry that person. And he said you should never marry for love. Which one are we going to accept? Which one are we going to do? In the first place, before you can sacrifice for somebody, sacrificing. And see, I don't know how you feel, but the way I think about it, the way I see, before I can sacrifice for somebody, I must have had one or two things with that person. I must have loved that person, because sacrifice is something that is big, For me to sacrifice my life or anything that I have for you, it means that I love you. Okay? That's the way I think. You also can type what you think. So before I can sacrifice for anybody, before I can say, okay, I'm ready to do anything for that person, like my partner, it means that I'm already in love with that person. So, and the pastor say, don't marry because of love. You can say this pastor already misled somebody. You have been misled. You have been, it's been confused. We have all been confused, okay? He said, don't marry for love. Marry for a purpose. How am I going to see that you have the purpose that I have if I'm not in love with you? If we are not into the same heart? And again, having somebody that be... And there is another thing. The man said, marry a destiny helper. Somebody can be your destiny helper and that person will not be your husband. That's another angle. Because some pastor, when they say something, I don't know, maybe they think about it before they come on the pulpit, before they preach on people, and they say so many things to change some people's mindset, to mislead some people. And they will be thinking what the pastor says is right. And they will they will base their life on that message they have from their pastor. Okay. You said you have to marry your destiny helper. Does it mean that any lady, if you meet any man, let me put it in this way. If I meet any man, any guy, any man, and that person help me for one thing or the other, and that person requested for my hands in marriage, and I think that, I'm sorry, I can't marry you, you just help me. Does that mean that I have to marry that person because he helped me or is a destiny helper? That's another way. So, your destiny helper might not be your husband. God can use anybody. God can use either a woman, a man, a woman, a small child, a big person as your destiny helper. It doesn't mean that person has to be somebody you must get married to. Okay? And when I'm picking points. So I'm going to expatiate and enlighten people on the message this pastor just said. And so many people must have keyed into that. Okay, you must marry your destiny helper. My destiny helper must not have to be my husband. Somebody who is my destiny helper. It could be a woman. It could be one of my family. It could be anybody I don't even know. The person can just help me. They could just say, okay, I need a help. And the person says, okay, let me help you. That doesn't mean that I have to marry that person. What if I don't feel anything for that person? What if that's not the kind of person I think I can marry? So, but the fourth was that the persons have already helped me. So I had to marry that person. So I have to base my life on the purpose of that. Because the man said you have to marry because of a purpose. The marriage is not by that. For the fact that you help me, or you supported me in one way or the other. Maybe I have a business that I want to do, or and you also say, okay, and I tell you this is what I want to do, and you supported me, you gave me something, you were there for me. Does that mean that when you say that you want to marry me or you want to be friends, I have to do that because you've already helped me? That's one point. I want you to hold on that thing. And this man said, don't marry for love. Okay? He said, don't marry for love. Marry, you have to marry somebody that who can sacrifice for you. How can you sacrifice for anybody? Before you can sacrifice, in my whole knowledge, before you can sacrifice for somebody who is not your family, you were not related in any way, it's not your mother, it's not your sister, it's not in any way related to you. You were just dating, okay? You have a relationship. So, before you can get to a stage of being sacrificing or one thing or the other for that person, you must have been in love with that person. Okay. So if I don't marry for love, how am I going to sacrifice for that person? This is where I say all these pastors sometimes they mislead so many people with their preaching. Okay? With their preaching, okay, if we say, okay, forget about somebody buying something for you. So many people will just sit down in that church. They'll be listening. They'll be saying, right on, sir. Right on, sir. You don't have to love. You don't have to love. You don't have love. Just have a purpose. This is why we have some ladies. They end up forcing themselves in any man who doesn't feel nothing for them. In the name that you don't have to love me. In as much that you have the purpose that I needed. You don't have to love me. Okay? They will end up forcing themselves into a man who doesn't feel anything for them. Whether with anything they have, they can use to do just anything they have. Some people will use child to, just to make sure that they get that man that you don't have to love me. Why would you marry somebody who doesn't love you? Even the Bible, the Quran, whatever, the foundations of the relationship is love. Any marriage that is built without love, that marriage will collapse with the tickle of an eye. It's just like a mansion built on the sand without the foundation. When the winds blow, poop, it blows it away. And that's it. I wouldn't, I can't believe in this generation where we are now, we will see a man preaching and tell the congregation that you don't have to marry because you love that person. Okay, they say don't marry for money. Let's say that one is okay because money is nothing. But why won't you marry for love? So do I marry somebody that I hate? Do you want me to marry somebody that I don't feel anything for? What is the purpose of that love? What is the purpose of that marriage? A marriage that is not built in the foundations of love. How do you want that kind of marriage to grow? What do you want to have together as a couple? Are you there for a business? Because in a situation like that, if you are just there for a business, maybe you are a partner, you are a business partner, it is okay, you might not feel anything for each other. But be in a relationship as a husband and wife, why would you feel anything for each other? Why wouldn't you love each other? Why would you say, I don't need to love you as much that you have the purpose? You have the purpose for my life. At least you said you want to become, you are a doctor, and I like any man that is a doctor. That is why I'm going to marry you. Do you think that kind of marriage can last? Oh, because that woman she's a very hardworking woman. She's a very hardworking. I like to marry a hardworking woman. That's even though you don't love that woman. But what do you like? You like her because she's hardworking. And you think that kind of a marriage will last. No.
Kukundu kusewe geru geru. Yeti mama tele yi o more.